I have 1100 plus CELPIP videos on this channel, but this is by far the best CELPIP writing video I have ever made. If you are concerned about your CELPIP writing, you want to know the format, the words, the phrases, this video will answer everything. You do not need to look at any other resource after this. So if you're struggling, if you need more resources, more guidance, let's get started, talk about task 1 and task 2 in detail right now. The very first thing you got to figure out in CELPIP writing task 1 emails is if this is an informal or a formal writing. It's simple. If you're writing to friends or family, it's informal. If it's anyone else, it's formal. Now your salutations starting and ending are very important. Let's get them right. If it is informal, we're going to say dear, first name only, comma, not the full name because this is informal. You're going to do your 3 body paragraphs, which we're going to talk about later. Then your finish would either be best regards or best wishes. Notice how the W and the R are small letters, and that's how they are meant to be. So keep them as is. Either use best regards or best wishes, not both of course. That's what the slash means. There is no need for a line or multiple lines after this for signatures. We don't do that in emails, especially in CELPIP. So the very next line is just going to be your first name. That's it. Let's talk about the formal emails. Here you have a lot more variations to go with at the start. You could say dear Mr. or you could say dear Mrs. or Miss. Dear Sir, take the name of that person. Dear Madam, take the name of that person. You can even say a job title. Dear Recruiting Manager, comma. Dear Hiring Manager, comma. To whom it may concern should never be used in CELPIP. You can see the salutations that we use in CELPIP are more personalized. You take names or job titles. So either one of all of these options, you're not going to use all of them. You can say, for example, dear Mr. Alexander, comma. That's it. 3 body paragraphs. And you finish off with yours sincerely or yours truly. Both are really good finishes. Once again, the S of sincerely, the T of truly are going to be small letters. Full name afterwards, and just 2 words are enough because again, your words are being counted. So don't make a 4-letter or 4-word name. Keep it concise. Now, please do consider liking and subscribing because we are giving away our free CELPIP training. All you got to do to be a lucky winner is comment down below, like this video. You'll be getting our free CELPIP training and courses. Comment and like. That's all you got to do. Now, you can see here the commas are very important, and that's what I want to touch on right here. In the informal emails and the formal emails, notice where I put the commas. It's after the names at the start, and at the end, it's after your 2 words, best wishes, comma, yours sincerely, comma. There are no commas or periods with your very last line, which is your first name in the informal email and the full name in the formal email. That's where you don't need any punctuation marks. So notice these and pay attention to these because these have marks. Now, let's talk about the task 1 informal intro. There are many great ways to do it. Here are some examples. The first one is, I hope this email finds you well, semicolon. It feels like ages since we last caught up. How have things been with you and your family? Now, something like this is very good for a greeting at the start, and it's not something basic like, how are you? How are kids? It's very realistic, academic, uses semicolons, uses exclamation marks, so it is good use of your advanced punctuation. The phrasing is not just how are you, but it is how have things been. Fancy phrasing, complex sentences, an interrogative sentence as well with the greeting. Really good start. And these elements are sprinkled in all the examples you see on screen. So you can pause the video, take a moment to read these examples. All of them are really good and you can use them or similar ones. But remember, the idea is to have academic words, range of vocab, advanced phrasing, and using good range of punctuation. Before we proceed, I want to mention we have something really special for you. Stick around until the end of this video. I'm going to reveal a guaranteed improvement strategy using our resources, but you just got to watch until the end of this video. Back to your lesson. Now, when we talk about those body paragraphs in the middle, there are some rules you want to keep in mind. The first rule is that each body answers 1 bullet point. What I mean by this is when you will get that question in CELPIP writing task 1. The question would have 3 bullets. Those 3 bullets will tell you what you should be writing on. Now, for answering those 3 bullets, all you got to do is make 3 body paragraphs. each body will simply answer one bullet. This keeps you structured, keeps you super organized, and it fulfills the task response for each bullet because you're really answering one thing at a time with focus on that one thing instead of mixing things up. Rule number 2 you want to keep in mind is each body should have 2 sentences. Keep it 2 because of the word limit. You'll notice once you do this, magically your word limit would sit right where it needs to be, 180 to 190 words. So don't do more, don't do less. My best advice is going to be keep 2 sentences per body. Let's talk about the complex sentences. Here you want to aim for at least 2 complex sentences throughout your writing. Throughout the entire email, there should be 2 complex sentences. So what are complex sentences? These are sentences that have at least 2 clauses in them. For example, although it was raining heavily, 1 clause, comma, we decided to continue our hike. 2nd clause. So it's a conditional sentence. It has clause number 1, clause number 2. It completes the story by using something like although at the start. And there are many words you can use to make these complex sentences, and a whole list of them is right here. Although, even though, after, before, though, even if. Something like even if could be used in a sentence where I say, even if it rains tomorrow, comma, I need you all at work. There you go. 2 clauses, 1 sentence, and these are called complex sentences. You should try to use at least 2 of them in one writing to get your marks for vocabulary. Let's talk about that conclusion for the informal emails. Here we have, again, some really good examples. Let me read the first one. We will catch up soon! Exclamation mark. Good use of punctuation once again, and very natural wording for something that is informal. Take good care of yourself, and please give my best to your family. Very realistic, shows that we kind of know this person, your family, and also by adding this extra clause, we're making this a complex sentence instead of just finishing up with something simple like take care. Notice also here, we're trying to avoid things like looking forward to talking to you. We're really avoiding that because we want to keep it informal, but we want to keep advanced phrasing, fancy usage of our sentences, complex vocab, good range of punctuation marks. We still need those elements, but we don't need super academic professional words. If you use them in an informal email, you will lose marks. So make sure to keep your vocabulary, wordings, and phrasing in this manner. And you can once again pause the video, have a look at these examples. We're now going to move on to our task 1 formal email, and you have more formal questions than informal ones in the exam. So here we really need to pay attention. The good news is, at the start, the intro, you don't need a very long sentence. In fact, you just need 1 sentence, not even 2. You want to here mention the purpose of your writing. A few ways you can do that are, the intent of this correspondence is to, and then you mention the reason, the intent behind it. The objective of my message today is to. The aim of this communication is to address the issue with the apartment where we are living currently. That's it. The purpose needs to be mentioned at the start. 1 sentence, but using academic advanced words. Let's talk about the rules with regards to the body paragraph. Each body answers 1 bullet point. Again, same thing from task 1 informal. Same formula is being applied here. Each body should have 2 sentences. Same formula again. And aim for at least 2 complex sentences, which right now you already know. So the same rules apply to the formal emails just like the informal emails. Let's talk about the conclusion. This is where you gotta really finish with good wordings, make a good lasting impression to the examiner. An example here is, I extend my sincere appreciation for your consideration, and I anticipate your valued response at your earliest convenience. Way better than saying, again, I'm looking forward to talking to you, or let's set up a time for a meeting. We got to use advanced words, unique phrasing, and also complex sentences. Something like this, extend my sincere appreciation, gives you a good phrasing. Sincere is an adjective, more marks for that. Comma, and then the placement of the and in the sentence helps you add another clause, making it complex. Anticipate, advanced word. Valued, adjective. Earliest, adjective. And earliest convenience, good word combination. these kinds of sentences give you the highest marks. So you can once again pause the video, have a look at these examples, use them, or slightly vary them to fit the context of your question. When we talk about task 2, we're given two options, option A, option B. You pick one option, you write your opinion on that. But before we start on the subject, let's talk about the intro. Here, you just need two sentences. The general sentence, which we'll talk about with some examples, and an opinion sentence. Just remember that for now. A general sentence and an opinion sentence goes in the intro. In the conclusion, it's the same things, but they're just rephrased. The general and opinion sentence are just rephrased in the conclusion. Now, let's get into it. Let's understand exactly how this works. So the introduction here, it's a sample intro. It says, in today's world, this topic has become, the topic will go here, has become a crucial issue or talking point, whatever it is, based on the context, that can affect many people, the population, politicians, whatever. That's your first sentence. So you address the issue that the question is mentioning. Your second sentence is simply your opinion sentence. This has marks. This is very important. Here, you have to very clearly state which option you're choosing and what is that opinion. So here you simply say, I strongly believe that this option, mention the option here, is the better choice due to, and then you mention briefly the reasons you're about to talk about later, due to many economic reasons, due to environmental reasons, and so on. In this sentence, we're saying clearly, this is our opinion. We're not saying I support both or I think both are good. No, you pick one and you mention this is what I support and this is due to these brief reasons. That's how your general and opinion sentence looks at the start. When we talk about the conclusion, for example, if this was our general and opinion sentence, we would finish this up in this way. In conclusion, this subject clearly influences, and then clearly influences who? Many people, the population, the office staff, whoever we're talking about here. Therefore, next sentence, therefore I firmly maintain. So you see in the intro we said I strongly believe. Here we're saying I firmly maintain, rephrasing it, that this choice, mention the choice here, remains the most effective solution for the staff, for the environmental reasons, for our betterment, and so on. This is one example if we're talking about big topics like affecting the world, the government, and so on. But a lot of your survey questions are also very specific. For example, it is a debate in the office regarding should we build a gym or should we build a restaurant, things like that, very specific things. In those cases, we would not say in today's world it affects so many people. There, we can put something specific, once again using the structure of a general sentence and then the opinion sentence, both in the intro and conclusion. Let's have a look. When it comes to workplace arrangements, even seemingly modest decisions can shape our employee satisfaction levels, because we're talking about the workplace. In my view, opting for, put the option here, presents the more practical choice, as it directly addresses convenience, morale, and overall efficiency. So here you would put exactly what you're going to talk about later in your body paragraphs, or you could also say, as it directly addresses the social reasons or social factors in our office space. Could be something brief, could be something detailed. Conclusion, simply rephrase the intro. Similar intro, we're rephrasing those sentences. We're saying, in conclusion, surely both sides present merits as well as shortcomings. Next sentence, your opinion sentence, nonetheless, I'm convinced that, put the option here, this option stands out as the more advantageous solution as it offers a clear and lasting value. If your points were talking about long-term benefits. So you can see we're again using advanced words, a lot of adjectives. Where we can, we're also using adverbs and just using academic, unique words, good phrasing. However, keeping the rule in mind, general sentence, opinion sentence, and the opinion sentence clearly states your opinion. Now, you're going to do two bodies in task 2, not 3 bodies, 2 bodies only. Body 1 is going to talk about 2 benefits of your option. The option that you selected, you're going to give the benefits here in body 1. Body 2, be careful, listen to what I'm saying here, this is important. You're going to mention 2 disadvantages of the other option. The option you did not select, you're going to mention the disadvantages of that. So for example, if I selected that we should have a cafeteria in our office, that was my selected option, I'm mentioning the benefits of that here. The other option was we should have a voucher for restaurants outside the office. I did not select that. So in body 2, I'm going to mention why that outside voucher, that is a bad idea, maybe because people have to travel really far, or it's going to cause distractions as people step out of the office, losing morale and momentum. Those are going to hit or bash the other option. We're not supporting the other option in body 2 like we do in IELTS. We are bashing it. We're being negative about it. So this is something that people transitioning from IELTS need to understand. We never are diplomatic in CELPIP. We're very stern with our stance. Love our option in body 1, bash the other option in body 2. Okay, how do we do this exactly? We need some details, and that is why here on screen, I have given you a really good, a perfect task 1 and a perfect task 2 sample writing based on the guidelines we have just discussed. You can pause the video, read both of these writings. They are perfect in every way. Structure, cohesion, coherence, academic words, vocabulary, everything works just perfectly here. And you will see our formula being applied. General sentence, opinion sentence, 2 points, 2 points. In task 1, you would notice each body has 2 sentences. When you bring it all together, you write sample answers like these, and they give you tremendous amounts of marks. Now, if you want to learn even more in detail as to how you can write letters, emails, essays, survey questions like these, check out our CELPIP 15-hour self-paced course in the description, which has up to now sold 75,000 copies. It is the most popular course online with 25 mock tests, AI and teacher feedback, and a lot more features. 15 hours of recorded lectures, and something that guarantees improvement. All of that is in the description right now at a huge discount. Once again, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Really do appreciate it. And remember, if you comment down below, you will be getting access to our free CELPIP training. But if you don't want to wait any longer, you want to guarantee your improvement, do check out the course in the description as well. All the best.